We're now at Champion Select, as both teams are ready to go.
One for the second time around, and LeBlanc being banned out yet again. Let's see if we're going to see Lee Sin, Rek'Sai, and Zed. Oh, there we go, Zed.
Indeed. All right.
Azir again being banned out from toys. From the first game, it's still one thing they're scared about.
All right.
And yeah, obviously HKESports realizing that Maple is so strong on Zed, so they're banning that out from him.
That's true, and I mean, like, the late game potential, I mean, like, Zed is a solid character all throughout the early to mid to even the late game. So I feel like, okay, they're saying, Maple, we just banned your favorite character. What do you do now? And that is indeed the question. He had that in game number 2. What about game number 1? Did he?
Game number 1.
I was watching that.
Yes, I was casting that, so I should know. We were both here.
We were both here. We were both here. Right.
It was.
I know he wasn't banned.
It was Azir versus Syndra, I believe. Or was it? Yeah, I think so. I think so. But I could be wrong.
Okay, so they're the bans. Sivir was actually banned by yoeFW. They do not want.
God JJ picking that one up.
Yeah. Alright, so they're like, God JJ, we found the source of your power. We've taken away from you. What do you do this game?
We've used it against you, and now we are banning it from you.
Stanley goes ahead and gets Sandra.
So that's the first time Lissandra hasn't been banned out as well, and she is so strong. So strong now in 4.21 patch.
Alright. I can't remember if she got a nerf or a buff in 5.1, or if she's getting one, that is to say, since America is from the future, if you will. Yeah. More than just 12 hours, but 1 week in the future.
Yeah, in League of Legends terms.
Okay, so
we got Na and Morgana being hovered over here for Stake and Refrain.
Yeah, Morgana's still a strong pick even without, you know, Sivir there to complement her.
Yeah, the black shield from Morgana is incredibly useful for just any team, really.
So checking things now. I mean, Stanley, he's already gone with Lissandra.
Yep.
What's it going to be for Dinter and Toys? Are they going to lock in characters for God JJ and Ollie, or are they going to go ahead and get their own picks out of the way? I think that's what they're discussing right now.
Yep, that is most definitely what they're talking about. Seeing which jungler Dinter should go in this time around. I mean, we haven't seen his Rammus yet, so we might be seeing that for the 4th game. But oh, Rumble, Morokai. Yeah, he's probably picking that for Stanley, and possibly Toys is going to be on Lissandra.
Yeah, there it is. It's going to be Rumble for Stanley.
Rumble versus Na in the top lane.
We still don't know what character Dinter is going in with, or what champion Dinter is going in with, rather. Rumble, I mean, that ulti, throwing in those death rockets, like, that can make or break a game, to be honest. Not just the initial impact, but the damage over time that they do as well. And looks like we're going to have NL taking Corki.
Oh, and Kassadin coming out.
Maybe.
It's a possibility.
He's just playing mind games with us.
He's cycling through. I'd like to see a Nami.
Lee Sin would actually be very strong. He's the one champ that's been banned all 3 games previously.
And there we go, Lee Sin. Refrain will be playing that, and Lee Sin is one of Refrain's favorite champions also to play. And ooh, Ole on Leona. That is a scary sight to see.
That is.
If we're gonna see some of Ole's roaming here, I mean, the double stun from coming out from Leona, ooh, it's scary.
Oh,
scary. Oh, and God JJ is going to be playing the Panth. The Mantheon.
Actually, he's going to swap it out with Stanley, I imagine, after Stanley swaps out with Toys, maybe?
I think Stanley will be playing Rumble in the top lane. Toys is going to have the Lissandra in the mid, and Dinter is going to be playing Pantheon in the jungle.
I mean, the point is, like, we're switching them around, and that's what I'm getting out. That's what I'm trying to get through my head as I just had lunch. Carbs, guys, carbs. Eating lots of rice will make you sleepy, especially when you've only had 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that does do that to you.
All right.
I'm sure everyone out there can understand.
Yeah.
You're a busy guy, having to fly over from Taiwan as well, just to be here with us.
I know, guys. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. I hopped on a plane. I went from Taipei to Taoyuan International Airport. I hopped on a plane, got here, and then I actually arrived here at about 11 o'clock at this office.
Yeah, that's that's when we start getting things started.
Right. That's balls of steel. I love esports. There's no getting around it. I love esports. It's like basketball, real sports. What are those? You know,
What?
Like, huh? People throw balls into hoops. Like, what's a bat? Like, there are people who throw balls at like, there's a pitcher and there's a catcher. What is that?
What is that? Fielding? Huh?
Huh?
Alright.
Base who?
Base what?
Yeah, there we go. Alright, but I mean, here it is, the finalized champion select that we have. We got Kassadin, Corky.
It's interesting to see that GodJJ went with the Tristana again after it didn't really work out for him that time around. But I guess it's not really his main problem, it's also the team comp in general. So now that they've changed things up around a bit, it's going to be... things are going to be different this time around for sure. And NL, of course, has picked up that Corky, and Corky is so strong in lane. So strong.
That's true. Now, I mean, the key thing here is making sure that Tristana doesn't get fed. If I'm not mistaken, Corky is a counterpick to Tristana?
I mean, he's definitely stronger in the early to mid game, and if he gets ahead far enough, you know, there's not really much Tristana can do. Even when they get to late game, you know, if they're already level 18, so it's going to be tough.
Right. And as we have already... Well, basically the players are at the loading screen right now, if not already beginning the game. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds until we hop on the loading screen ourselves, guys. It's very important that you all run down to Facebook and like Asus, like BenQ, like Little Hong Kong Chef, like AS Rock, like Riot Games, and like Hong Kong Esports on Facebook.
And also like him. I want to see him dance, guys, and sing. That would just make my day. Well, apart from this game, the games that we're watching now, my day is already pretty darn good.
All right. So I'm just waiting for the riot in chat. It says sing or riot, that kind of thing. But another minute and 50 seconds to go before this game gets started.
Oh, someone just mentioning your likes there. You're already almost at 4K. There's just 1,000 more. Come on, guys. We've got 12,000 viewers here.
I know. I mean, and a lot of people are gonna harp on me in chat for having SC2 in my name. But the fact of the matter is, I can't remember the last time I actually played the game. I still cast it, yes, but I mean, I can't remember when the last time was that I actually touched that game title for something besides casting.
Yeah, I mean, like I've dropped out a lot of games that I used to play since League of Legends came around. So.
And I mean, like, to be honest, the trend, the way things are going right now on Twitch, if everyone looks at the second most viewed game of all time after League of Legends, it's CSGO.
Oh, yes.
And
that is another game that I love to play right now.
Right. I mean, these are two completely different lines, and I think that's going to be the game of 2015 outside of League of Legends, for sure. But right now, we've got 50 seconds going.
Yep.
Adding to that, I mean, like, well, I just want to throw out there. There's a caster in Australia. His name is Duckville Lol, and he casts StarCraft 2 all the time. I mean, and Monte Cristo casted SC2. I mean, there's nothing wrong with diversification, guys.
Stop being mean to Breaker.
Making me want to cry. It's all right. It's all right.
Don't cry, please.
That's all right.
Save us all.
It's all right. I've cried over esports before. You know, I mean, like. What can I say? You know, Hong Kong Attitude Sen, when he won Taiwan Open 2014, I was, you know, standing next to my girlfriend, and a tear slid down my cheek. And then I reached up to wipe it away, and then my girlfriend just slapped my hand, and she says, "你哭了，太夸张了." Oh man, but this is what I love, guys. Come on. What else? What else would I fly out to Taiwan for? I spent, you know, like, I spent so much money getting myself out to this side of the planet, you know. And a lot of the times in esports, you're lucky to break even. So we're already at the loading screen. And we want to thank you all for your patience.
Yep. Get to see those beautiful skins, as I always mention. It was one of my favorite things about loading screen, to be honest.
Ben, have you ever cried in esports?
No.
Everyone in chat's going wild. Oh my god. They're just talking about me, man. I don't know. I think the first time I cried was when I saw Startail Miss lose to Startail Aphrodite in an all-female tournament, and she was crying on air, and I was just like, I couldn't hold it back. I mean, like, anyway, let's hop into the game, okay? Yeah. So on the lower left, lower left, spawning on the blue side, it's going to be Hong Kong ESports, and spawning on the red side, it's going to be yoeFW.
That's right, and we're going to see a standard start again. Both teams, we do see 3 members of HKES in the river here, waiting for someone to step too close and possibly get the first blood. Pantheon does have his stun, if that's the skill that he's going to be getting first. We will see shortly.
Okay, so I do like the way things are piling up here just a little bit. This is very, very daring coming from HKESports.
Oh no!
Sonic Wave connects, and I mean, like,
wow.
jigs up.
There we go. The plan has failed, guys.
It's been botched.
It's been botched indeed. So we're just gonna go back to our respective lanes, and we might be seeing a lane swap coming out here. But sorry, I'm just gonna take that back right now.
Yeah.
Since Stanley is moving towards the top lane, but he just placed the ward. We see Lee Sin and now moving towards the bot. And also, yes, NL and Sword Art are moving into this top lane, so there's definitely going to be a lane swap for yoeFW. Whether HKESports will do so as well, we have yet to see, and it looks like it.
Alright, well, got JJ. He's gonna.
This is interesting start from HKESports.
Yeah. And
Ole and Dinta are starting in Refrain's red buff. So they don't have any vision on that. They don't know that they're doing this. This is a really smart start from them.
Indeed, and Refrain's gonna go for his blue, just continuing this as normal.
Yep.
But once he gets to that red, he's gonna be a little bit disappointed, to say the very least.
Yes.
Although in some ways I think he could expect it, if you will.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, you see Leona is moving back into lane here. God JJ's not really lost too much in the sense of health, being in a 2v1 position. And yep, Dinta's worried that they know about them stealing the red buff, so he's going straight over to his red to make sure that Refrain doesn't come and do anything sneaky.
And indeed, that's going to put himself... Well, he's not going to go for his own red just yet. Okay, he's going to ward it, make sure he's safe, of course. As a standard.
Done. Yep, smart play. And Ole is already roaming 3 minutes in. He's looking to move towards the mid lane.
It looks like it. He might... No. Okay, never mind. I thought he was going to make a play onto Toys, but, like, why would he do that to his own teammate, right? Okay. Pardon me, it's that 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, it's starting to kick in. I mean, not kick in, so to speak.
Yeah. It's alright. Last weekend I actually got sick here, but, I mean, it's nothing too terribly bad.
And we see Stake has now seen that Dinta has picked up his own red buff. Obviously, Refrain went over to his red and realized it was gone, and trying to steal that out, but of course Dinta saw that coming and took it out from them already.
Well, now we've got Stake wandering his way back to bot lane, of course. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Maybe just now attempted a gank at mid lane.
Yeah, had Dinta gone to the blue buff first and then moved down to red, he may have had it stolen away from him by Stake. So it was good thinking by Stake, but unfortunately Dinta was one step ahead of him.
Okay, so lane swap continues in top lane. And Refrain looks like he's going to come in here and make a play happen. I'm liking this already.
Yeah. Although the lane is pushing towards HKESports, so I think he's probably just going to recall here. Yep. There's no point trying to gank a lane which is so close to the tower.
Yeah.
They'll have to dive if they want to kill, and that's just not worth it at level 3.
Right. And I mean, like, at least with the way the poke is going, it's all in favor of our yoeFW. I guess we could say top laners and bottom, or bottom laners and top, if you will. But at the same time, I mean, look, he's staying on top of his poke. God JJ is just, he's not able to really contest that too much. Nice follow-up with the...
He's landed almost a smoke shot.
Willie P.
Three Qs in a row there from Corky. A lot of poke coming down from him.
Well, Toy's kind of stuck under turret for the time being, but well, he's not losing too terribly much CS. He is forced to take damage from the minions in this position, and every little bit does add up after a while.
Yep, Ole moving once again to the mid lane and retreating back to top, and then coming back to mid.
Yeah. I mean, right now, that absent Ollie is definitely becoming quite transparent. I think Refrain, in some ways, should know what's happening, and that's why he's just waiting.
We've got 3 people here. Maple has been stunned already.
What's going to happen here? Dinter's in a bit of trouble. He's already going back. We've got Meganar coming in here. Stake does
pick up the first blood.
Indeed.
What a turnaround teleport from Stake. That was incredibly smart teleport from him.
Indeed. Now, that I must admit, that's the first time I've seen Meganar get a kill, and I had no clue his portrait changes.
Yeah. Wow. So that was unfortunate there for HKESports, trying to make a gank, and just the instant reaction from yoeFW just turning that fight around in their favor, getting them first blood is quite a big feat. It's very well done from them indeed.
At this moment in time, we can of course see that, I mean, the lead being just slightly established. I mean, it's not the end of the world that he did manage to get a pick off on their jungler, but I mean, that's going to put him a little bit behind. Still has Chilling Smite, still has the ability to gank, and of course, Pantheon as a character on the whole is, how do I say this? He's got that utility from beginning to late game, especially when Skyfall kicks in. So I mean, just put in the essence that he hasn't been killed pre-level, or excuse me, in the essence that he was killed pre-level 6. I mean, it's not too terribly severe, but it does put him a little bit behind.
It does stunt his growth, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, well, Pantheon looks pretty short anyway. He's not as tall as Jarvan. All right.
Right, you are. Jarvan being a prince, you know, he does have that.
Okay,
Anyways.
well.
So Sword Art is sitting around here. They've spotted Sword Art there, they've pinged him, and they're worried that they might be trying to do a sneaky dragon here.
Dinter's gonna go ahead and get that second red buff, just putting Refrain a little bit further behind, and I like what's going on here. Sword Art's just clearing away the wards while allowing Refrain to, well, go what would otherwise be unscouted.
And we saw NL moving back to bot lane here, and Stanley is gonna now recall and go back to top. He's got a big wave pushing towards him.
And he gives his blue buff to Maple, that is to say, Refrain.
Yep, Refrain gave it over to Maple. And Toys, I believe, got his blue buff as well. No, he did not. Pantheon picking that one up. Didn't take... Oh, maybe... Did it get stolen? Or maybe it just hasn't spawned yet. I'm just being silly.
The red buff was stolen for sure, but I don't think it's been reset on the timer.
No.
At least I remember we saw it happening, but a little play there happening at bot lane. I mean, NL's a little bit low HP, but I mean, with some lifesteal runes and Doran's Blade, he should be fine in a matter of moments.
So here we go. So Sword Art is clearing out this vision ward. They going straight into that. Refrain getting a bit too close.
That is not good.
This is now real time, guys.
Yeah.
Real time.
All right. So now NL is getting zoned out, and of course, Valkyrie was exposed, or rather expended on NL to make sure he could get away. I don't know why Maple is hanging down there, but at this moment, Dragon is virtually uncontested, and it looks like it's going to be going to HKESports. Right now, there's no one from yoeFW is collapsing in on that, and I mean, yeah, they got a couple of PKs, and I mean, one Dragon buff isn't the end of the world, but still, it's the second Dragon buff that I think is going to cause a lot of damage, muscle a lot of jimmies for yoeFW.
And meanwhile, that has all been happening. Stake has now pushed down this top tower, first tower of the game, but of course it doesn't equate to power of first Dragon.
So, at this moment in time, it looks like we're going to have Ollie going back, and what's he going to get on the first back is of, I think, quintessential importance. We're about to find out. Ward, I think he's building towards Sightstone, of course, given the
items that he's purchased.
Yes. There we go.
All right, I got you back.
Yeah, even you don't know what it is. Just admit it, Ben. Just admit it. It's a prerequisite to Sightstone. And as a support, that's the one. That's the one item I like to rush the most.
Wait, which? Oh, okay. Never mind.
But honestly, at this point, I mean, it's important to note that Sword Art already has his own Sightstone, and like, well, I mean, he of course, bot lane is still covered in blue wards, if you will.
Oh yes, listed in them.
Yeah.
It's got 2 vision wards.
All right.
To make sure there's nothing there.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I was having a blonde moment there. I thought you were talking about Lee Sin, and I was like, oh, Lee Sin, he always builds Sightstone.
No. I was looking. Yeah, we're looking at the bottom, but I mean, like, I don't know. At Pro ELO, I do not recall seeing a Lee Sin building a Sightstone, but of course, in solo queue. It's more of a solo queue thing, I'd say. Yeah.
And an insect kind of style of play.
And Yoe Flash Wolves looks like they're gonna go ahead and steal the blue buff of Hong Kong Esports. Not quite sure if that was worth though. That actually put 3 people in their jungle to actually deal with it. That's less time farming in lane, but at the same time, I mean, there's no turrets in danger of being pushed down, so no harm, no foul. It's just that they're just not there, and the absence is made a little bit obvious.
So as we saw that, I mean, if we take a look at bot, NL is 1v2ing, well, was 1v2ing, and he managed to force GodJJ to B to recall, and he's pushing this lane all by himself. That just goes to show how strong Corki is right now. Like, just a minute before, GodJJ was on quite low health after having pushed the bot tower. But let's see what HKESports do about this. They've
Ollie just zipping around with those mobility boots, I might add.
Yeah.
Didn't even need to check his inventory, I could see it.
Valkyrie saving him there.
And L just got, he popped out of there. Refrain and Sword Art look like they're waiting for that moment to pounce.
Yeah. Dinta may be getting killed here. This is dangerous.
Man. Wait, what?
Okay.
He realizes something's not right there as the Mia was called in bot lane. Oh man,
that was nice Mia calling.
Yeah, I mean, all they had to do was hold out and of course click shift to the left, and that was basically that was the appropriate call, just not going where he didn't have vision, of course. And his own jungle LB, but Toy's getting caught out here just a little bit, throwing down now the ulti, trying to stay alive a little bit longer, and stunning. The plays are real!
Dinter's
as the Skyfall comes in and Dinter picks up the first kill for
That was crazy. I was going to say, such a great dark binding done by Sword Art, but the flash saving Toys there, and Dinter's ultimate coming in is just, wow. Just decimating them.
Yeah, I mean, that three-way stun, and then of course the finishing blow.
Yeah.
Just happened to be under turret when he got a stun too. I mean, that even helped them out a little bit more.
It's great team coordination and team communication. Sorry, that's the word I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And playing there, very, very nicely done.
And everyone in chat says Toys Tyson La.
Yeah.
Toys Tyson La. Yeah. All right. So I mean, hey, this is I guess you could say this casting meme every now and then that goes around. Like the Chinese casters, even they'll throw out some English words here and there. So I mean, like maybe we could actually throw out some Chinese here and there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I mean, you're better at the Chinese. I only know Cantonese, to be honest. I don't know it, even if saying knowing it, I only know a few words.
Right. I gotcha. Okay, well, it looks like the fate of this turret is soon to be determined, but GodJJ is just getting plucked left and right with the missile barrage coming from NL, and that's what's keeping him down.
Ooh.
This level.
This is looking out to be a very tight game so far. Neither team's really doing so much dive and having to use his ultimate. Gnar.
Stake Mega Gnar. Just, I mean, he had to like that attack only exists when he's in Mega Gnar form. It's basically meant to slam someone against the wall. It just so happened that it slammed him against the wall and stunned him as a result. Yeah,
he was just trying to stay alive, I believe.
All right, so
Ole clearing out that pink ward.
I mean, Maple knows to stay under turret at this point. Does miss one CS. Not something all that characteristic of a pro gamer, but I mean, it's like, whoa, he missed a shot.
How dare you, Maple?
No. I mean, but it's all right. 3 seconds, Dragon's coming back up, and it looks like we're gonna have Sword Art.
Ooh, this is
old Sword Art.
A little bit bad timing from HKESports moving in here at top. Stake is gonna recall. I don't think they really want to be trying to push this tower.
Oh man, they don't have vision of him recalling.
Nope. And also, yoeFW are now moving over to Dragon. This is so silly of HKESports. They should be keeping the timers, keeping on time with the Dragon, you know?
And that is going to make Dragon number 1 for yoeFW.
Yep. And there we go. So, yoeFW just got themselves back into level playing field with HKESports.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's, how do I say this? As the game drags on, yes, in professional level play, you're going to see Dragon always be taken. But I mean, the fact of the matter is they were able to get the second one and they're able to keep up. If it keeps on going 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1, and instead of, say, 3 Dragons going to a team and then 1 going to the other, then you're talking about, of course, that level playing field as the game scales on.
Yeah.
And is this secondary turret going to be pushed down? There's no one coming to defend it.
NL does have his Trinity Force already, of course, and that Sheen proc is going to do a lot of damage, but he's not wasting any mana to try and push this one out.
Oh man, here comes a TP from our top laner, Stanley. And it looks like for the time being we're going to have a bug off and regroup from yoeFW.
Yeah, both teams just dancing around the jungle there. Just trying not to get caught and trying to catch out the enemy. Alright, so Toys moving back into mid lane, going to push that one out. Of course, Dragon's already been taken, so there's not much for HKESports to get down in bot lane except for a lot of minions and pressure from yoeFW.
That's true, and now they're regrouping at mid. Toys actually overextending here. He does kind of extend his ulti in that regard. Stake dives in on him. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. And at this moment, it looks like NL might have a chance of getting Stanley out of the game. He keeps on going in with the missile barrage. Maple getting a little bit exposed here will break off.
Jay getting hit by Sonic Wave.
Right. I mean, that was support for mid laner. I feel like without Morgana there, you lose the utility. You lose the utility. But of course, with Toys gone for their team, they lose the damage as well as the utility.
Yeah, Lissandra herself is pretty much a Morgana in a different form.
That's true, and I mean, we can see why she's been banned so many times, just with the Pantheon and Lissandra combo. Denter coming in, the coordination amazing, obviously. Just showing, okay, well, we don't need the rest of the team to be here to win, at least get 1 kill on a 2v3. Of course, even regardless of whether or not there was a turret to aid, you know?
Yep. Right, sure about that. So we see the Vision game was being won by HKESports before, and yoeFW have just completely cleared out all the wards in the bot jungle there and replaced them with their own. There's only 2 wards, well now 3. Toys just placing the 3rd pink ward for the HKESports.
In 1 minute and 10 seconds, Baron will come into the game, but of course, how often is it that you see a level 12 Baron bust, or Baron bust? A 20-minute Baron at this stage of the game. It used to be 15 minutes that he would come into the game, right?
That's right, and then they made him stronger and changed the buff as well.
Alright.
So, yeah. I guess it's because well, as I have been saying, they want people focus on objectives and team-based things. And
boy, like this you mean? Oli diving in on top of Stake, and it looks like that backfired immediately. Chilling Smite going down on 2.
Sonic Wave connecting.
Refrain is now struggling to pull himself back together. It looks like he will be taken down. Toys going in with the ulti as well. And now Sword Art looks as though he is going to help NL pick up another kill. That was 3 for 1.
I was wondering what was going through Toys' mind there, because he must have realized that he was low on mana there, and that NL was super close. And also Corki has tons of damage with that Triforce.
At this stage, I'm wondering what, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a very powerful comp coming from Hong Kong Esports, but is how do I say this? Is there just very little in the way of opportunity for them to just synchronize and use it?
Well, I would say probably yes, but it's not down to them doing anything wrong really. It's more like yoeFW doing everything right. They've been able, well, since they lost the first dragon, that is.
Yeah. I hesitate to think about how that last fight went. I mean, I want to see that on replay if at all possible. But we're talking about something that happened maybe 60 seconds ago in game time. Like, just watching it on slow play would be really nice, but looks like our observers aren't quite doing that just yet. Nor is that in their agenda for the time being. Alright. So the game carries on, it draws on. We've got about a 5,000 gold lead coming out of yoeFW, and this is, I don't know how to say it. It's strong to say the very least, but I still think there's a lot of potential for Hong Kong ESports to come back in this.
Oh,
Next Dragon will be up in 30 seconds. That one is very critical, and yoeFW aren't making the move to secure it just yet. They want to keep their opponent's lanes pushed out, or pushed in rather, kicked in if you will, and then I imagine they'll be going for Dragon.
Right, you are, and they're just making sure that there's no vision in this jungle for HKESports, so they can freely move around and pressure the bot lane and move towards Dragon when it spawns in 5 seconds.
Alright, so there it is. Dragon's respawning. It looks like everyone's managing to regroup around red, and getting this steal is just going to add a little bit, like, that's, I'm not saying insult to injury, but that's something that really Hong Kong ESports needs in the long run.
Yeah, giving that over to NL, of course, and he's gone ahead and started the red buff without refrain, because there's no need for that nonsense of tanking the dragon when you are this far ahead.
Just as Hong Kong ESports gets 4 of them together. Wait a minute, Ollie's getting caught out. He is forced to rocket jump out as he is ignited. NL going in with the, or excuse me, ulti coming out from Toys. NL does go in and cause as much damage as he can, retreating while simultaneously missile barraging. We've got, of course, Stake diving in on this. Smite going down on top of Maple. And it looks like this was a 3-for-3 exchange, and it's still continuing. Stanley Janya's Hourglass, but that's typically the, how do I say this? That Janya's Hourglass.
Extending the inevitable.
Right. Extending the inevitable, let's put it that way. But at this point, I'd say that we saw yoeFW come out slightly ahead, and adding to their strength rather is the fact that they have 2 dragons.
Yep, they definitely got that. I mean, that dragon definitely helped them in that fight there.
Right. Maple, like, with what he has going for him right now, I feel as though like this is the showcasing reason why we saw Hong Kong ESports banning Kassadin in game number 1. There's almost no dodging that, I wouldn't say question, but thought by any means.
And of course, Kassadin has the incredible ability of rift walking, which is the equivalent of a flash, I'd say, on a much shorter cooldown, of course, over all the map and into anyone he wants. So I believe yoeFW are looking to ward out this dragon and put some pressure in the top and mid lane to possibly get this Baron. Equalize coming down here from Stanley. Maple is
in a lot of trouble,
but
really. It looks like he might get Stanley.
Stanley is the one who's in trouble here.
Yeah. Overextended just a little bit.
Yep, Maple and Sword Art doing work for their team. Dark Binding landing and securing the kill for Maple.
Alright, well, mid turret getting pushed down just a little bit. I mean, NL is there to defend, but, you know, versus Toys and God JJ, good luck holding that turret.
Oh, yes.
Of course, now it looks like we've got another blue buff steal coming in from yoeFW, and Stake is continuing that split push along the bottom lane.
He doesn't have his teleport up though, so if HKESports initiate a fight here, they might be able to catch someone out. Of course, Maple has his Rift Walk, and Lee Sin is just going to ward jump over the wall. He
used Resonating Strike to get out of there without any problems. The hop coming in from Stake now after chunking a little bit of that turret, but the game continues as it is.
So we've got twice the amount of towers, twice the amount of dragons on yoeFW's team here, side of things, and yeah, it's not looking too hot for HKESports. They've seemed to be faltering a little bit with their plays, and relying a little bit too much on the Pantheon ultimate. It seems, at least.
I mean, like, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, you're talking about a team composition or that how do I say that wombo mambo combo that depends so greatly on both Toys and Dinter having their ultimates online. Now, I'm not entirely sure about the ability Skyfall nor Toys' ultimate per se, but I'm not sure about the cooldown times on those. Would you happen to know either of those, Ben?
I believe Lissandra's is around. I'm not sure at max stats there, but should be around 60 minutes when he gets level 18. Sorry, 60 minutes, 60 seconds when he gets to level 18, possibly even shorter. So,
all right.
Yeah, and Pantheon's ultimate is of course up as well at this point.
Okay.
And Maple might be a little bit dead here. Oh, the Rift Walk saving his life.
Indeed. There wasn't any real lockdown coming in from, oh geez, Oli there to actually seal him out. I feel like Oli, I feel like his strongest play is with, has got to be with Nami.
Yeah.
But somehow that just doesn't fit into this team composition, despite her having a very strong ultimate with a very long range.
Right you are.
At this point, top lane is getting pushed down just a little bit by Stake. Stanley's trying to resist that as much as possible. But at the same time, we've got, again, Stake. He's the one who's ahead in this situation. He's got 3 kills, 0 deaths, 3 assists. And here comes the Skyfall. This is going to be a real team fight. Sword Art getting caught out in the front end of things. But now it looks like that has kind of backfired on the entire Hong Kong esports team. That's Dinter and Toys both gone, followed by Oli, and it looks like it may not cost them 1 turret, but 2 turrets and possibly an inhibitor.
Oh yes, and this is not looking too hot for HKESports. They're currently, as we speak, losing their inhibitor tower, and most definitely their inhibitor as well. And there's only 2 members of HKESports that are able to defend this, and of course Stanley was up at top lane, and GodJJ does not want to go in 1v5, or 1v4 for that matter. So, ooh.
Stake is already back home. Right now we can see his build is pretty black and white. He's got some MR in that. He's also got a lot of armor.
Health and armor, yep.
And HP. I can't remember for the life of me if that's the... I think that's the Warmogs he's got, right?
Yes, no, sorry, that is it's called Spirit Visage.
My mistake. Okay.
No worries.
The one without the green background and like the green lining here and there is called the Warmogs.
Yep, that's the one.
I'm not used to playing tanky.
They pretty much look the same anyway. From what we see here, it's a very small little icon, so it's a very easy mistake to make.
Right.
But never mind, we did see a ping coming out from HKESports on the Dragon. They do know that that's up, they've just placed the ward there, but will they be able to do anything about it? That's the question. Refrain obviously has already started it, and
Oli and Toys just waiting for that opportunity, if any, to hop in, and this looks like third Dragon could go to Yoey Flash Wolves.
Just a little bit late there on the ultimate timing from Leona.
All right.
It's unfortunate, but there was, to be honest, not much that they could do at that point, seeing as 4 of the members was at the Dragon, and only 2 of HKESports were close enough to do anything about it. Oh, and Stake engaging hard on Ole and causing Dinter to use his ultimate.
The push is continuing to happen here. I mean, at least the push back for the most part. I mean, right now, HKESports is pretty spread out in their bot lane. They look like they may potentially lose another turret in the very near future. And if it's not going to be the top lane, I feel like it's going to be the bottom.
Yep, Stake is just relentlessly putting pressure up here. Dinter's going
down. Stanley's all alone, activating the Janyas, but there's no turret to protect him. There's only Oli to support. Toys comes in to back him up as well, but now the play is coming in from the side. Sword Art throwing the Dark Binding out there, does miss just a little bit, and we've got NL continuing with the Missile Barrage. He wants blood on Stanley, but now that's 2. I feel like there's going to be another inhib going down very, very soon. There's no one to defend this turret, and now the second one is essentially done for. It's just moments away. That's all I can say at this moment.
Yeah, and with that Triforce, of course, every time Corky uses
Solar Flare, the reinitiate coming down, and this looks like a fight that HKESports may be able to take. Double Janya's now going down. Toys is trying to get out of there. He doesn't quite do it, and now here comes the vengeance from our Yoe Flash Wolves. We've got NL diving in there, picking up 2 player kills, and of course, Refrain coming in. This is
looking like it's game.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to be seeing a game number 5.
Unless we can see an epic turnaround. Yeah, game number 5. This has been 2 wins straight up.
Yep. So it's a 2 back-to-back wins for both teams, and now it's the 5th and final game of the final.
Right. This is all for 40,000 Hong Kong dollars, guys. 5,000 US dollars, and second prize is going to get away with 1,500.
Yep.
That'll be after a short 5-minute break. But first, let's get into the post-game carnage screen,
yeah.
if you will. I mean, now we're wondering, is the decision to ban Sivir a wise one? And who did it? It came from Yoe Flash Wolves this game.
Yeah.
It did. The final ban was on the right side of the screen.
Yeah. Of course, they banned out Sivir and picked up Corky. And I have to say something here. I don't really like anyone picking Tristana so far, and GodJJ has picked him twice in a row, and it hasn't really worked out for him. So hopefully they'll be making a change there. But well, I mean, we'll see.
You can't really say it that way.
No, I'm not blaming. I don't mean to blame GodJJ at all. But I'm just saying, as the teams, I want to focus around mid to early game. Tristana is a late game champion, and as of yet, you haven't really been able to reach late game except for the second game, which lasted an hour.
Yeah, and that was the one where we saw both Morgana and Sivir on the same team. That was HKESports, and it worked out amazingly well for them.
Yeah, it did. Spell Shields, OP.
Spell Shields, OP, and along with the Dark Shield. I mean, of course, attacks with Dark Shield still do damage, but at the same time, their CC effects are absolutely... The CC effects from attacks are absolutely negated. So here it is. Of course, we can see the score. 3 kills by Dinter. You know, he's definitely carrying his weight, but I mean... At the same time, ideally speaking, on a team... Wait, did he forget a trinket on the hole?
Nope, he's got it just there.
Oh, my mistake.
He's just a little less on the... Yeah, he has a little less items compared to everyone else.
My bad. It's just that when we see it in the observer mode, it's actually all the way to the right if you're on the blue side, and all the way to the left if you're on the red side.
That's right.
All right, vice versa. Blue side, left, red side, right. But anyway...
Yeah, so there's a lot of damage coming out from NL. He's a god on Corky, I'm not gonna lie. He's very dangerous on this fella.
The question is, I mean, like with Hong Kong ESports losing that last one, they should have... They would typically have bans priority, right?
Yep, the next time around they will be the first to ban, I believe, and the first to pick as well. Oh no, that should not be the case. Either way, we will see soon enough. But we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break, guys.
Right. And that would be a good time for you guys to run down to Facebook and like all of the sponsors that you guys see at the bottom of this screen. That would be AS Rock, BenQ, Little Chef, Hong Kong, Riot, Hong Kong ESports, there we go.
This one. Yeah, this one right here.
Oh yes, and these guys too, Go to Facebook, like all of those links, and because without them we wouldn't actually have these tournaments. And it's been fantastic just, I mean, watching the games thus far.
Yep.
So without further ado, no shameless self-plugins.